Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Black Dahlia inspired makeup tutorial for Halloween. It's the slit that was running ear to ear on her face, and I hope you guys enjoy it. The makeup to this look is really neutral, something she would have worn since it was based in the 1940s. I'm starting off with prepping my skin using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel, and I'm just applying this all over my face. After that, I'm going to be taking the Revlon Photo Ready primer, and I'm just mainly going to apply this to the area where we will be applying the liquid latex, just to make sure that it stays and sticks to my skin. I'm filling in my eyebrows with the Milani Easy Brow eyebrow pencil, and the stuff is life right now. I've loved it, and that's what I'm filling my eyebrows in with. I'm just going to set it with the Milani eyebrow gel. After that, I'm going to be taking a eyeliner by Rimmel, and I'm just going to be lining my lips and sketching out the area where we will be applying the latex. Make sure to extend it almost to your hairline, since she was cut almost ear to ear. Next, I'm going to be applying the Maybelline Color Blur lipstick, and this is really sloppy. You don't need to perfect this because we will be applying a liquid lipstick over this later on throughout the video, but just apply this to your lips. Next, I'm going to be using my liquid latex that I purchased from Walmart, and you're going to want to put it on a plate and apply it with a really inexpensive art brush. Don't use anything expensive because this will get ruined throughout the process, and I'm just applying an even layer on the sketch. Make sure it's even, or else it will look a little tacky. Next, I'm going to be putting on eyeshadow primer. This is Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and while that is setting, I'm going to apply another layer of the liquid latex. Make sure you give this enough time to dry. It should look a little bit like this once it's dry. Not completely clear, but mostly clear. And you're going to want to go on and put another layer of the liquid latex. You do have to put about 5 layers. I would say don't put less than that because it's going to be way too thin. But I'm just evenly putting this on the wound. And again, make sure you give it time to dry and set. Here I'm going to be starting with my eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, taking the shade Salted Caramel. It's just a mid-tone brown, just an everyday color, and I'm popping this into my crease using a fluffy crease brush. The makeup to this look is not dramatic at all. It's really simple. You could go a little bit darker if you wanted to make it more glam, but I'm basically doing it on what she would have worn in the late 1940s. And I'm just using windshield wiper motions to blend this into my crease. Next, I'm taking the color Beige. This is from the Lock Pro 2 palette, and I'm putting this all over my eyelid. It's just a basic, shimmery, almost champagne color. You could use anything you have, and just put this all over your eyelids. Next, I'm going to be going in with a matte beige color, and I'm just going to put this on top of the shimmery beige color just because I wanted more of a matte look, and the shimmery color was a little bit too much. So I'm just putting this over that. I'm also tabbing a little bit into my inner corners, and this is what the eyeshadow should look like. Like I said, really natural. Next, I'm going to be taking my Garnier Anti-Dark Circle eye roller, and this is also concealer, as you can see, and I'm just putting this all over my under eyes, on the bridge of my nose, and highlighting my forehead with it. I'm going to be patting this in with the Real Technique sponge. Next, I'm going to be actually tearing into the liquid latex. This is a tricky part. I'm actually using the end of a nail clipper, which I wouldn't suggest doing because it kind of hurt. but I'm just ripping through the liquid latex and creating the slit that we are looking for. Here I'm gonna actually take manicure scissors and cut through the liquid latex to further create the slit, which was really dangerous. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if you do, I'd just say be really careful with this process because you could cut yourself. So I'm just tugging and tearing at it. Take your time on this. This is probably the thing that took the longest. And here I'm actually taking more of a latex and putting it on the edges of the cut, because as I started cutting into it, it almost wanted to like lift and come off my skin. So make sure you do this step if it starts lifting, and don't freak out. And I'm just, going to be applying it on the edges. Next, I'm taking the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I'm just going to be blending this all over my face using a Real Techniques brush. Next, I'm going to be taking a soaking wet beauty blender, and make sure you do this step. This step is very important to blend out the edges so it can blend in with your skin. This is usually what makes or breaks a special effect makeup. And now here I'm just trying to further cut the slit on my face. I was trying to cut it ear to ear, but it was really difficult, so just kind of play around with it. This is just going to give the cut more texture and make it not seem so flat once we apply all of the makeup over top of it. This is what it should end up looking like, a little something like this. Now I'm going to be taking foundation and placing it over the cut. You don't have to do this step, but I did it anyways, just to blend it a little bit more closer to my skin tone. But the liquid latex does dry clear, so this step isn't necessary, and I'm just kind of playing around with it still. Here I'm going to be extending the lipstick on my face to make it look like the lipstick even got cut during this process. So just put it on the corners, make it really messy. Here I'm going to be taking zombie blood, and it looked like really dark, gross boogers, and I'm going to be taking this on a nail art brush that I had lying around and just going to be filling in the wound. You want to make this thick and sloppy and all gloopy because when you get cut, it's not perfect. So I'm just going to be taking this and putting it all over the wound and the little flaps of skin. Make sure this is not perfect. Next, I'm going to be taking some face crayons, and I'm going to be taking a brown and putting this all over the edges of the flaps of skin. And this almost gives it like a rotting effect, and it just makes the cut look not so flat. Next, I'm going to be taking a black to further give it the illusion that it's actual skin. And I'm just going to be putting this on the outer edges. And it was a little bit difficult trying to put it inside of the wound since I had already applied the blood. So if you want, you could do this step first and then apply the blood after. Here I'm just touching up with the blood and just going to be literally just glooping it onto my face. Now it's starting to look more realistic and more how we want it to. Here I'm going to be taking a liquid lipstick. This one is by Wet n Wild. It's in a really, really pretty red color, and I'm just putting this over my lips. I decided to do a red instead of the cranberry to give it more of that 1940s, 50s vibe. Here I'm going to be applying a wing eyeliner. This kind of just amps up the look a little bit. You could do it a little bit more dramatic, but I decided to do this instead. Now I'm going to be applying mascara. This is my favorite mascara at the moment. It's the Maybelline Colossal Volume Mascara, and I'm prepping for my false lashes, which are the Eyelure's number 116, and this is what they look like. I'm going to then contour my face using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and there's not much you can do to your cheekbone areas because you have that huge cut on your face, so just shade around it, and I just wanted to do this step to give my face a little bit more dimension. I'm gonna then just be touching up with products like blush and highlight under my eyes. And now I'm going to be taking a black matte eyeshadow and filling in the wound. And I'm also going to be placing this on the center of my lips and adding just little touches. Like the drops of blood, I feel like that was a really good effect. And it should end up looking a little something like this. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do it, please make sure to tag me to it. And thank you so much for watching.